He finishes lunch. A few minutes later, his stomach feels tight. When he stands up, his face turns pale. His vision blurs. Cold sweat appears on his forehead. His heart beats fast and uneven. There's a heavy pressure in his chest. His hands shake. His knees feel weak, as if the blood has drained from his head. He grips the chair, breathing quickly, afraid that if he moves, he might fall. You might think it's just because you ate too much, because of the heat, or simply because of age. But these are warning signs your body is trying to send. The common symptoms are dizziness, blurred vision, and a cold sweat, a fast heartbeat, nausea, fatigue, and the feeling that blood is leaving your head. It often happens 20 to 60 minutes after eating, especially after meals rich in starch. As one older man once said, "After I eat, I have to sit still for at least 15 minutes. If I stand too soon, the floor feels like it's moving." Many people believe it's normal, that blood just goes to the stomach, or that it's a bit of low blood sugar, or that everyone feels dizzy after a meal at this age. But those dizzy moments are not normal. They are signs of postprandial hypotension, when blood pressure drops 20 to 40 millimeters of mercury within 30 to 60 minutes after eating. According to Oxford Academic in 2023, 40.5% of adults over 65 have this condition. In nursing homes, the number rises to 49.3%. A study published by PMC in 2016 even found people whose blood pressure dropped to 90 after meals. When blood flow to the brain decreases, it can cause fainting, falls, and head injuries. Research from Age and Aging in 2023 shows that it can raise the risk of heart events 2 to 3 times higher. So why does blood pressure drop so fast after a meal? What is your body trying to say that you haven't yet heard? In this video, you'll understand why this happens, the daily habits that make it worse, and 5 natural foods that can help you prevent post-meal dizziness safely and effectively. Used the right way, these simple steps can help you steady your blood pressure, avoid falls, and protect your heart, starting today. To understand why these dizzy spells happen, we need to look deeper at what actually goes on inside the body after each meal. After every meal, your body needs extra blood to digest food. In a healthy person, the heart and blood vessels adjust instantly. The heart beats a little faster, the vessels tighten slightly, and blood pressure remains stable while blood flows to the stomach. This coordination keeps circulation balanced so the brain, heart, and digestive system all receive what they need at the same time. But in older adults, that balance no longer works as smoothly. Blood vessels lose their elasticity, the nervous system reacts more slowly, and the heart cannot increase its rhythm fast enough. As a result, a large amount of blood collects in the stomach to aid digestion, but too little returns to the heart and brain. For a short while, the brain receives less oxygen and nutrients, leading to dizziness, blurred vision, or sudden weakness after eating. Medical studies have shown how common this is. Research published in PMC in 2016 reported that 65.7% of adults over 65 experience a drop of at least 20 millimeters of mercury in blood pressure after a meal. The American Journal of Medicine in 2021 found that this drop can last around 95 minutes. And data from the Cleveland Clinic in 2024 revealed that 1 in 3 people with postprandial hypotension faint or fall at least once each year. There are many reasons why older adults are more vulnerable. Blood pressure medications, diuretics, or insulin can lower blood pressure further. Dehydration and large meals make it worse. Even the way we eat matters. Foods high in refined carbohydrates cause blood sugar and insulin to spike, widening blood vessels and dropping pressure even more. In contrast, meals rich in fiber, protein, and potassium help stabilize blood flow, support the heart's response, and protect the brain from those silent post-meal drops that too many people mistake for simple fatigue. Many older adults fall into habits that seem small: eating too fast, overfilling the stomach, sipping coffee or alcohol right after a meal, or rising immediately from the table. Inside the body, these habits trigger strong effects. When you eat too quickly, your digestive system demands a sudden surge of blood, leaving your brain momentarily underperfused. Coffee and alcohol increase that effect by widening blood vessels, driving blood pressure down further. And standing too soon after a meal impedes blood return to the heart, reducing cerebral circulation, triggering dizziness, or even fainting. Medical observations back this up. A large review in Aging showed that roughly 40% of older adults suffer from post-meal blood pressure drops. Cleveland Clinic notes that among people aged 65 to 86, about 4 in 10 face this issue. In clinical settings, studies have observed that 2/3 of patients show a noticeable drop within the first 75 minutes after eating. These drops aren't harmless. They manifest inside your body as stress on the heart, reduced oxygen to the brain, and repeated episodes that weaken your cardiovascular system over time. The good news is that these changes are not inevitable. Even by slowing your pace, moderating portion size, and postponing stimulants like coffee or alcohol until later, you can tame this internal reaction. By making these adjustments, your circulation gets a chance to adapt, helping your brain stay fed, your heart stay steady, and your body more stable after every meal. And when your habits begin to support that balance, the next step is nourishment. Below are 5 clinically proven foods that help stabilize blood pressure after meals, reduce dizziness, and strengthen heart health, especially for middle-aged and older adults. The first, whole oats, a slow carbohydrate that protects your heart. Many people believe oats are only good for those with diabetes. In truth, whole oats are one of the simplest and most powerful foods for older adults who want to keep their blood pressure steady after eating. Oats are rich in beta-glucan, a soluble fiber that slows down sugar absorption and softens the body's insulin response. When insulin rises gradually instead of spiking, the blood vessels stay calm and steady, not suddenly widened, which helps blood pressure remain stable after a meal. Science strongly supports this. Harvard Health in 2022 found that eating 40 grams of oats for breakfast lowered the risk of post-meal hypotension by 25%. A study in Nutrition Journal in 2020 reported that oats reduced post-meal blood sugar responses by 28 to 44%. And research in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition in 2018 showed that 6 weeks of daily oat consumption lowered systolic pressure by about 4.7 millimeters of mercury and diastolic by 3.2. For best results, start your morning with 3 to 4 tablespoons of rolled oats cooked in unsweetened nut milk. Add cinnamon, chia seeds, or walnuts, but skip refined sugar. Beginning your day with oats builds a simple, natural shield for your heart and blood pressure. The second, banana, a natural source of potassium for steady blood pressure. Many people believe bananas can lower blood pressure too much, making them unsafe for those who already have post-meal drops. In reality, the opposite is true. Bananas are rich in potassium, a key mineral that helps balance sodium levels, regulate heart rhythm, and maintain healthy muscle and nerve function. This balance keeps blood vessels from constricting too tightly or dilating too suddenly, allowing blood pressure to stay stable after eating. Research from the National Institutes of Health in 2020 showed that getting enough potassium each day can lower systolic blood pressure by an average of 3 millimeters of mercury. The Journal of Hypertension in 2017 found that potassium-rich diets reduce post-meal blood pressure fluctuations by about 26%. Each medium banana contains around 420 milligrams of potassium, or about 12% of the daily requirement. A small but powerful dose. Eat one small banana, about 100 to 120 grams, 30 minutes after your meal. Avoid combining it with overly salty food or eating it when you already feel too full. One banana a day may be small, but it's enough to keep your blood pressure steady and your heart strong. The third, fatty fish, omega-3s that improve blood flow and protect the heart. Many people still believe that eating fat raises blood pressure. In truth, the right kind of fat, omega-3 fatty acids found in fish, does the opposite. These healthy fats, especially EPA and DHA, reduce inflammation inside the blood vessel walls, increase nitric oxide production, and help the arteries stay flexible. This allows blood to flow more freely to the brain and heart, preventing the sudden drops in pressure that often follow large meals. Research from the Journal of the American Heart Association in 2022 showed that consuming 2 to 3 grams of omega-3 per day lowered systolic blood pressure by an average of 5 millimeters of mercury. Circulation research in 2020 found that omega-3 intake improved cerebral blood flow by 11 to 16% in adults over 55. A meta-analysis published by Wiley in 2022 reported that eating fish at least twice a week reduced the risk of developing high blood pressure by 13%. The best sources include salmon, mackerel, sardines, and herring. Aim to eat them 2 to 3 times a week, prepared by steaming, baking, or light pan searing. Avoid deep frying, which destroys the beneficial oils. Each serving of fatty fish makes your blood vessels more flexible and your circulation smoother, helping your pressure stay steady long after you've finished your meal. The fourth, dark leafy greens, a natural source of nitrates for steady blood pressure. Many people think vegetables only help with digestion and have little effect on blood pressure. In reality, dark leafy greens such as spinach, kale, and amaranth are rich in natural nitrates. Inside the body, these nitrates convert into nitric oxide, a powerful molecule that relaxes blood vessels, improves circulation, and helps stabilize blood pressure after meals. When blood flows more easily, the heart doesn't have to work as hard, and the brain receives the oxygen it needs without those dizzy post-meal drops. Scientific evidence is strong. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition in 2018 found that beetroot juice, another rich nitrate source, lowered systolic pressure by an average of 4.4 millimeters of mercury within 3 hours. The National Heart, Lung and Blood Institute in 2021 reported that the DASH diet, high in leafy greens and vegetables, reduced systolic pressure by 5.2 millimeters of mercury and diastolic by 2.6 millimeters of mercury. Research published in Hypertension Research in 2019 showed that vegetable-based nitrates cut post-meal blood pressure variability by 20%. For daily support, eat about 150 to 200 grams of steamed, boiled, or lightly sautéed greens. Combine them with olive oil to boost nitric oxide absorption. If suitable, you can also drink 120 to 250 milliliters of beetroot juice. A plate of dark greens each day is a natural nitrate dose, helping your vessels relax and your blood pressure stay steady. The fifth, warm water, a simple yet powerful way to support circulation. Many people worry that drinking water after a meal will dilute stomach acid or weaken digestion. In fact, the opposite is true. Warm water gently activates a reflex in the sympathetic nervous system called the osmopressor effect, a natural response that raises blood pressure slightly for a short time. improving circulation and preventing post-meal dizziness for older adults whose nervous systems react more slowly. This small boost can make a big difference in keeping blood flowing steadily to the brain. Research confirms its effectiveness. The Cleveland Clinic in 2024 found that drinking 400 to 480 milliliters of warm water increased systolic blood pressure by 10 to 12 millimeters of mercury within 15 to 30 minutes. A study in Frontiers in Physiology in 2021 noted that the effect was strongest among older adults with autonomic dysfunction, exactly the group most prone to post-meal drops. And the Journal of Geriatric Cardiology in 2020 reported that warm water after meals reduced dizziness risk by 37%. For best results, drink about 350 to 450 milliliters of warm water before or 10 to 15 minutes after eating. Sip slowly, in small amounts, and avoid icy cold drinks. Sometimes, the simplest remedy is the most powerful. A timely glass of warm water can be the body's own anti-fainting medicine, natural, safe, and immediately effective. Remember these 5 proven allies for your circulation: whole oats, bananas, fatty fish, dark leafy greens, and warm water. Each one supports a different part of your body's balance, from stabilizing blood sugar and restoring potassium, to improving blood flow and maintaining vessel flexibility. Together, they form a quiet, natural defense, helping your blood pressure stay steady, your mind clear, and your heart protected after every meal. To keep your blood pressure steady after eating, start with small, mindful changes. Eat slowly, and divide your meals into smaller portions so your body can adjust without strain. Limit fast carbohydrates, alcohol, and coffee right after a meal. They can all trigger sudden drops in pressure. Instead, choose foods rich in potassium, natural nitrates, omega-3s, and fiber to keep your vessels flexible and your circulation stable. And make warm water part of your routine. About 400 milliliters after each meal helps maintain blood flow and reduces dizziness. A dizzy spell after eating is never just age. It's your body's way of asking for care. The sooner you listen, the longer, steadier, and stronger your life can be. Sometimes, the smallest step can make the biggest change. Tomorrow morning, try this simple combination: 1 bowl of oats, 1 banana, and 1 glass of warm water. It may seem ordinary, but for your heart and blood vessels, it's the perfect start. A quiet way to keep your blood pressure steady throughout the day. If you found this message helpful, share it with your parents or loved ones. Nearly 40% of older adults may already experience post-meal blood pressure drops without realizing it. A few minutes of awareness could prevent dizziness, falls, or even more serious complications. Because true health begins with understanding. When we know what our bodies are saying, we can nourish them better. That's the spirit behind our message. Understand well, eat right, live healthy every day.